Alright, I'm doing a little recording today to talk about something that I've encountered online that is a bit annoying, let's say. And this thing is people misusing the word liberal. So what I'm talking about is when you see a video or a post or something that is addressing immigration, and then you see people who are for immigration and people who are against immigration, and many times you see people who are for immigration, and when I'm talking about immigration here, I'm talking about the immigration problem of people from the Middle East and Africa coming into Europe. You see many people who support that type of immigration being called liberals. Now, I would say otherwise. I myself consider myself to be a liberal, and my understanding of the word is that a liberal is someone who allows another person to do whatever that person wishes, as long as it doesn't impact him or another person or the whole society. Now, what can constitute an impact or a negative impact, because whenever you do something, you want to impact people in some way, but, a negative impact. What constitutes a negative impact is obviously years of debate, There are a lot of grey areas, 50 shades of grey or more, plenty more than 50. So really, let's not delve into that. But these persons, or these people, these persons, thank you English, re-IP English, these people are often called liberals by people who, I would say, do not understand the meaning of the word liberal. Now, I would also add to that definition that a liberal is someone who wants to maintain a liberal society. Because if you don't have a liberal society, you don't have liberalism. So it's kind of counterproductive to, let's say, allow people who are not for a liberal society into your country to destroy that society and stop people from being liberal and stop the government from being liberal, however liberal that government is. But that's where I say that the stance of allowing people from the Middle East and from Africa to come into Europe, or possibly the United States of America or Canada or Australia, is fundamentally a non-liberal principle. This is because these people have a lot of regressive views. Either it is from culture, either it is from religion. We all know about the horrible culture. Let's be objective about these cultures. You see those countries, the countries in the Middle East, you see the countries in Africa, they are shit. Let's just put it plain and simply, they are shit, okay? Because their culture is shit. So therefore, the countries turn out to be shit. It's really not very complicated. Obviously, there are other variables such as resources, genetic material, and also religion, which kind of contributes to culture, and that is a bit of a mix-mash, not mix-mash. And all that sort of bad stuff. Now, these people come in with these ideals into Europe. They are going to, I wouldn't say infiltrate, but really infiltrate these countries. They're going to reproduce like crazy. They're going to have tons and tons of babies. And, they're going to spread these ideologies to these babies. And as we know, white people or Europeans are not really breeding at a very fast rate. The population in some countries is actually going down. And we will probably be outnumbered. Now, these Muslim babies are. I know it's a terrible word to say, or words. Muslim babies, No, these babies are going to be obviously educated by their parents, who are going to instill in them these values that are very regressive to liberal culture. And so I would say that liberalism is a threat when you take in a lot of immigrants from these areas. And so that is pretty much where I rest my case when I say that being for immigration is against liberalism, is not a liberal principle. especially not specially, I'd say only immigration from these regressive places, because I'm not against immigration from a person in a European country wants to work in another European country. That's fine by me. That person has good qualities of what it means to be humanitarian, what it means to be a good person in a good society, because the societies are fairly similar. Obviously they have their differences, but all in all they are pretty similar. And so I would say that, obviously you can work and be an immigrant if you're a European, but I'd say that it's not fair to call a person who is for immigration of people from African and Asian countries into Europe to be called a liberal, because I'd say it's against the principle of liberalism that establishes that in order to have a liberal society, or in order to have liberal principles be maintained, you need to have a liberal society. And if the society grows more and more authoritarian, like these people clearly are, when they come with their authoritarian ideas from their authoritarian cultures, then you will end up being a threat to liberalism. And yeah, that's pretty much where I rest my case. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again next time if there is a next time.